for a variety of things. Several universities, an amazing aviation museum, a vibrant art scene, and a beautiful downtown. It's also a popular mention in songs. It's kind of made this little Midwestern city famous. Now, I'm not going to sing anything for you, at least not yet, but I am going to take you to a great restaurant that you would never expect is brewing up craft beer. I sure hope they won't make me sing for my supper, because I'll be going hungry, and I heard that their food is delish. A high-end Italian restaurant, you'd think they'd have a vineyard, but nope, these guys put in an on-site brewery. I don't know where, but they assure me that it's here.
Welcome to Bravo. How are you this evening?
Great!
Good.
Take me to the beer. Bravo has been bringing authentic Italian food and wine to the Kalamazoo area for 25 years, and now are one of the few places in town brewing their own beer, too. There must be something in the beer here, because the two owners get along like peas and carrots. Just don't ask who's the smart one.
Awesome. Well, we're brothers, but I'm the good-looking one.
I must be the smarter one.
Of course. You guys have owned Bravo for 25 years now. What is it that you love about this industry?
It's always changing. Nobody, gets a grasp on it. Try and do better all the time. That's what I like.
Even though the restaurant business is always changing, at Bravo, dedication to real, homemade Italian food has not in over 25 years.
Back then, the carb diet was just starting to come on. It happened to be a popular thing, and so we did like pasta. Grew up in Cleveland area, a lot of Italian influence, so it seemed a natural.
And 25 years ago, you guys put in one of the first wood-burning ovens in Michigan.
And actually, it was about 15 years ago. We were open a little bit before, and it was the first one in Michigan. It was a brilliant thing.
For over 25 years, the brothers have had great success with Bravo. And they've been lucky enough to have had Chef Adam in the kitchen for the whole time. Adam started bringing in his tasty homebrews to share with the staff a few years ago. And the brothers were so impressed with both his product and his passion that they took a chance and decided to add Adam's handcrafted beer to this Italian restaurant's menu.
Well, the process actually really starts on Saturday. This allows me to be able to clean all the equipment and sanitize all my utensils and stuff like that in pots. And then I get it all sealed up in iodine. And then ready to go at 5 o'clock on Sunday morning.
5 o'clock in the morning? That is really early to be thinking about beer.
I actually, like I say, brew right in the kitchen, so I have this big burner back there we call Big Bertha. It's kind of a unique, different system here.
On the Great American Brew Trail, we've visited everything from small brew pubs who brew 800 barrels a year to behemoths who are kicking out 30,000 barrels. Bravo's production facility is in a class by itself. I'm about to enter the manufacturing and fermentation facility at Bravo Restaurant. Oh my gosh, it's amazing! Look at the room they have, and the production capacity is incredible here. Maybe size doesn't matter. They are making great beer out of, yes, a closet. Really, the only reason why I came here is to drink beer with you, so
all right,
will you pour me some beer so we can try it?
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's start with, of course, my signature beer, the Blonde Ambition.
All right.
It's funny because I don't even like blonde beer, right? But everyone's got to make that crack.
Right. You bet.
It's got a beautiful head on it. That's actually looks really good. Now, you spent time in Germany, and that's where you fell in love with really good craft beer.
Absolutely.
This looks like a German kind of beer.
Yeah.
Is that your inspiration?
Absolutely. I had a love for beer, being in Germany. So, this is definitely a close cousin.
Well, that's good. It's not one-dimensional.
I like the beer. It's light, it's easy, it's not a one and done. It complements our food well. You could drink a couple of these with a dinner and still feel comfortable and ready for dessert.
I'm a big IPA fan, so just kind of right up my alley. It's got kind of a nutty taste to it a little bit. It's got a little bit of a nutty taste to it. It's not as harsh as some of the other IPAs I had, so it's pretty smooth.
Oh, there's nothing that's not good about Bravo. Greatest thing is fantastic beers, and you can come in and have a meal that's second to none.
We eat all over the state of Michigan, my wife and I, and this consistently is our favorite place to be.
It's one of the few IPAs I actually really like. I guess because it's more of an earthy hoppy than like the normal like citrusy hoppy IPAs.
Next on the Great American Brew Trail, Chef Adam and I heat up the kitchen and make an extra crabby risotto. So when Chef Adam isn't getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning to brew Bravo's beer, he's throwing down some seriously good eats in the kitchen. I'm starving in here, and I cannot wait to eat this salmon because it is not just salmon, it is also scallops and crab risotto. What could be better, right?
Right.
Hey, Flame. So you've got the scallops. All right, so you're getting your pan smoking hot here.
Yeah.
Why is that important when you're cooking a scallop?
Well, because we want to get a nice sear to make sure that we get the juices to stay inside the
So you're going
the
to
scallop
caramelize
itself.
these scallops.
Yeah. What I'm going to do here is this a little bit of clarified butter.
I think everyone should have a tub of clarified butter on the back of their stove. Those things are huge.
Yeah, they're pretty big. And then we're going to salt and pepper these things. I'm going to add a little bit of shallot to this blue crab risotto that we're making here.
Yum.
We got a little bit of shallot. I'm going to throw a little blue crab in here.
Chicken stock?
Chicken stock. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of the risotto to the pan. We're going to make it a little crab heavy here.
So when you're making the risotto, you're gradually adding the stock in and letting it absorb.
Exactly.
Because what does that do to the risotto?
It softens it up and
it makes it creamy, right?
very, very creamy. We're going to go ahead and turn these scallops over.
Just catch me on fire.
Yeah.
Look at that great caramelization on there. And that's all flavor. I
Yep.
love caramelization because it's free flavor.
So our risotto here is almost done. We just got to bring it up to temperature. And then we're going to put a little bit of Parmesan cheese
Into the risotto?
into the risotto. We're going to go ahead and I put a little bit of green onions in here just for color and a little bit of taste.
That's the healthy part.
That's the healthy part. So then we'd go get the salmon out of the front and then we'd assemble this entree for service.
And it's no ordinary oven. It's the first wood-burning oven in the state. Why do you want to cook on cedar plank?
Well, for one thing, it kind of slows the cooking down a little bit. The plank is soaked in water so it doesn't burn.
I can feel that. Yeah, it's kind of wet.
And this oven is actually between 600 and 700 degrees. So we'll go ahead and put that in there and let it cook.
And it cooks for about how long?
About 10 to 12 minutes, depending on the thickness of the salmon.
And through the magic of television, the salmon is ready. Ooh, my gosh, that looks amazing. Now, you put some tandoori spices on that, you said?
Yep, we sure do. We make our own tandoori seasoning here. And I have a little bit of the blue crab risotto here.
Remember, it's heavy on the crab.
It sure is.
Okay, our big bad scallops.
Our big scallops here. And then we're going to serve it with this
healthy
asparagus.
Stop it. And then the kick-in cedar plank salmon.
You betcha.
Oh my gosh, it looks awesome. Okay, let's try the salmon. Heavy on the crab risotto, because it's all good.
All right.
That's good. I'd come in anytime for this. To crab risotto. No. And amber ale. With amazing Italian dishes, especially that extra crabby risotto, and their well-crafted beers, change has been good to Bravo Restaurant and to owners Shawn and Terry.
Our theme, everything was homemade from scratch as it was. And like Terry said, that's one great thing about this industry. We keep learning, keep evolving, keep changing. And we did have a passion for brewing beer, home brewing for many, many years. And then we thought, hey, let's take it to a professional level.
So just like so many other brewers in the state, the guys at Bravo started out small, but they've stayed small. Their focus is on great, authentic food paired with great, authentic beers, and it all goes together perfectly.
Actually, the Java Porter goes with so many different foods, you know, from a fried appetizer to chocolate desserts, certainly. So a lot of flexibility, but it's great on its own. Just so many of our beers, one thing we work on is balance on all the beers. Just like those alcohol commercials you're not allowed to drink.
You're not allowed to drink on TV? You are on my show.
Awesome. I like this. Man, I love your show.
Most blonde ales I've had are pretty just run-of-the-mill. This one is a really sweet kind of like ending to it.
This blonde ale is very, very good too. I think all beer goes good with all food.
I've had the pizza several times, and that's normally when I'll come in to snack on some pizza.
The atmosphere, the food is marvelous. These people know how to cook, and they know how to make beer as well.
Eat here as often as I can, and never been disappointed. And like I said, if you like beers, this is the place to come.
I like the Bravo signature pizza, mostly because of the morels, and that prosciutto stuffed pork chop.
It is really actually fun. It's we sell a lot of wine here, and then to open up to a whole new cast of guests coming in the door. But we love it. It's a great mix of people. It changes the dynamics in a great way.
You don't always associate fine dining with beer, but you should. Brothers Shawn and Terry took a risk with Chef Adam's homebrew, a risk that really paid off. Craft beer and amazing food is always a great pairing.